archive. The below was written on April 13 by Paul Sorge, remembering Robin van Persie's time at Manchester United in the past week or so, as Arsenal's troubles have grown ever more troubling. A quotation from Robin van Persie has been doing the rounds in it. He says, "Out of my huge respect for Mr. Wenger, the players and the fans, I don't want to go into any details, but unfortunately in this meeting it has again become clear to me that we in many aspects disagree on the way Arsenal FC should move forward. I've thought long and hard about it, but I have decided not to extend my contract." Clearly, in retrospect, Van Persie was right about the direction Wenger and Arsenal were heading in. And of course, Wenger and Arsenal's loss was Sir Alex Ferguson and Manchester United's gain. Van Persie's time at United feels like a dream. The kind of dream where you can fly, or you receive a huge windfall and know you will never have to worry about money again. The kind of dream which lingers in the half-light between your subconscious and conscious mind for the first few hours of the day, and even though you know it didn't really happen, you can't quite shake the feeling that it did. But of course, Van Persie really did come to United. He was incredibly happy to be there, too, overwhelmed by the winningest football culture in the land. He said the little boy inside him was screaming for United when he had to decide between the Red Devils and their crosstown rivals. That was some spectacular PR in terms of winning over his new fans, but it felt authentic. And he needn't have worried about winning over new fans with what he said off the pitch, because on it he was absolutely electrifying. "We knew he was good, we didn't know he was this good," was the leitmotif of the season. He scored within 10 minutes of his competitive home debut. He scored a hat-trick on his second start, away to Southampton. It was not just any old hat-trick either. The Saints twice took the lead. Van Persie twice fired back, then headed a 90th-minute winner. Somehow he missed a penalty in all that, too, but made sure it didn't matter. There was penalty redemption a few weeks later as he fired in a winner at Anfield. By November, when Arsenal rolled into town, it was no surprise that Van Persie struck within 3 minutes. A couple of weeks after that he scored in the first minute against West Ham. Then came the season's defining game, a December trip to the Etihad to face City, who had so painfully won the league the season before, snatching victory from United's grasp with a last-second goal. Van Persie exacted some measure of revenge for that. United had been 20 up, but City had clawed it back. In the 92nd minute, though, the ex-Arsenal man curved a free-kick past Joe Hart with an accidental assist from his former teammate Samir Nasri. Cue Bedlam, and cue a genuine sense that United were on the verge of something special. He hit a dry spell. After his goal at Everton on the 10th of February, he would not score again in the league until his penalty on the 14th of April against Stoke City. However, that got him back in the groove. He scored at West Ham in the game after that. And then came Aston Villa at home. It was the 22nd of April, and United knew victory would win them the league. In the most fitting finale imaginable to that season, Van Persie scored a hat-trick which featured one of the best goals Old Trafford has ever seen. Wayne Rooney unleashed a laser-guided long pass from within his own half. Van Persie read the flight of the ball with a kind of ballistics processing most humans could only dream of. He scampered across sideways, then burst forward, and when the time was right, unfurled his leg with such power and precision that the ball flew past the goalkeeper and into the far corner. It was absolutely mesmerizing, absolutely magical, the kind of moment that convinces you that the power of narrative and momentum and emotion and something bigger than all of us has its say in the direction of titles. When the final whistle blew, Van Persie punched the air and blew out his cheeks with relief and joy. He had left Arsenal to win titles and it had worked immediately. If it was a movie, or a dream, it would end there. But of course, after the soaring rise came the fall. Ferguson left, and it broke Van Persie's heart. He had left Wenger to work for a winner and then found himself being managed by David Moyes. Louis van Gaal was supposed to signal a new lease of life, but while he and Van Persie had worked well together on the international stage, his compatriot's obsessive micromanaging was overbearing at club level. Van Persie was at United for 3 years, which is hard to make sense of in retrospect. Really, it feels like he was only there for a season. Although documentary evidence clearly exists that he stayed once Sir Alex left, none of that will go down in history. His first season will, though. His magical, transcendent, spectacular and perfect first season will. Van Persie at United in 201,213 feels like a dream. But it wasn't. It was a gift from the football gods. And it really happened. Share this 31,386 morning editorial. Harry Kane shines again for Tottenham.